Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. So this is Daddy.
Daughter.
And daughter. And we are introducing you to our very first podcast. And we're doing this little intro because we're hopefully publishing our first episode on this today, William Castle's birthday, which is appropriate because his movie
is what we're doing.
Yeah,
13 Ghosts.
13 Ghosts. And he would have been
like it, obviously.
110 years old today?
107, I think.
Yeah, I'm not very
110 or something.
I'm not as left brain as I should be. Even though I brag to the exact opposite when I'm trying to help you with your math homework. But this is our first episode, and we also want to say it's good.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
But we listened to it and we talked over each other so much.
Yeah, there are
a few jokes we think you might like.
Yeah, I think it's okay. It's the good news is, folks, for those of you who like the concept of our podcast, which is we watch scary movies, then we recommend an age, if you're going to watch these with your kids, a cutoff minimum age that your kid needs to be to watch a scary movie with you. And we go movie by movie by movie. And we're starting with the A's in season 1. So that's the concept. And it's a daddy and his daughter, and with their varying perspectives on things. And like we said, first movie is 13 Ghosts. And already we're like 4 or 5 podcasts in now that we've recorded, and we've gotten so much better, haven't we, Serling?
Oh, yes. We learned not to talk over each other, and we've been writing little.
Oh, there! I just did. I just did what you said we don't do anymore. Dang! And we also just put more structure to it, right? So we figured out what we wanted to do better than we did on this episode. Now, that being said, I still think it's a valuable first episode, and I still think if you want to learn a little bit about William Castle and about 13 Ghosts and about what our podcast is all about, definitely check this out. We just are finishing things up, but we want to post it today, being the birthday of the man. And we just wrote the theme song today. Actually, I wrote it while Serling was in the bathroom. But embarrassing for you. Anyway, welcome to Daddy,
Daughter,
Scary Horror. And listen up. It's only going to get better, folks. Yeah. And thanks for listening.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Enjoy.
That was one take. Excellent. Nice job, kiddo.
Welcome to the
show podcast.
Yeah.
I guess technically season 1, episode 2. If you count our little intro.
Yeah.
So we're here to talk about what? What's the movie?
We're here to talk about 13 Ghosts.
We sure are.
Listen to William Castle, whom the Saturday Evening Post calls the master of movie horror.
Do you believe in ghosts? I do. And you will too. When you come to this theater and see my picture, 13 Ghosts. When you see 13 Ghosts, you'll be given a supernatural viewer like this, which will enable you to penetrate for the first time into the spirit world. It will let you see all 13 of our weird, wonderful, and wildly assorted ghosts.
Now, brace yourself as we take you across the threshold of our haunted mansion, where there's a ghost for everyone in the family. Father, mother, sister, brother. You'll be scared stiff, too, when you see what they see. 13 ghosts, materializing in ectoplasmic color through the magic of Illusiono. The Ghost Viewer. Ah! The ghost of a lion in the basement. The ghost of a murderous cook in the kitchen. The ghost who speaks through the lips of the living. Death tonight. Ah! the evil ghost in the bedroom, fighting to take possession of this beautiful girl. You'll feel all the thrills and chills of seeing one ghost multiplied by the magic number 13.
1960, so this is the original. William Castle.
And let me tell you, William Castle is brilliant.
You
that
like
movie
him?
was brilliant.
Oh, so you're tipping your hat
Yes.
right out of the gate.
Yes.
You're saying that you dig this movie.
Yes.
We got some fun facts about William Castle. So he was a B-movie producer.
Mm-hmm.
So he turned around a lot of movies on a small budget.
He was intelligent.
Smart guy. He came up with really good, fun concepts for his movies, and he came up with really cool concepts for gimmicks for his movies to get people to go to the theater, because this was before you could go and get anything you want on a Prime Video or any other streaming services. Totally different world back in 1960. So it was all about getting people to show up at the theater. So he had all these little gimmicks. He would have skeletons coming out of the screen. He would have buzzers under your seats.
He liked doing jump scares and tricking the audience because let's just say he was very playful.
Yes, and for this movie, he came up with a gimmick called Illusiono. You got these little glasses.
So when you put them on, you would see the ghost. If you got too freaked out, which I don't know why you would get freaked out.
It's not terrifying.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there were two colored strips on this.
If you wanted to see the ghost, you would put them on and look through the red. If you got too scared and you didn't want to see them,
then you look through the blue filter. You go to the movie and you get this little souvenir. I don't know how well it worked. I think there are conflicting reports of how well it filtered out the ghosts or augmented the ghosts, but still fun, cool, right? But again, only cool if you saw this movie in the movie theater when it was released. If you want to tell us a little bit about what this movie's about.
All right, this movie is about 13 ghosts. In this haunted house, this family has this kid named Buck, but he has this older sister, Medea.
They inherit this house from the father's dead uncle. And he turns out he was a ghost collector. He used to collect ghosts from around the world. Which
Dr. Zorba.
Dr. Zorba. So he would collect these ghosts from all over and then keep them in the house. And to see them, you would put these goggles on. So he leaves the goggles for his nephew along with the house. And it's perfect timing for these guys because they're about to lose their house. So,
Dr. Zorba's full name is Plato Zorba.
Thank you. I'm glad you interrupted me for that important fact. Yeah.
Sorry.
I was really on a roll there. So you put the goggles on and what?
When you put the goggles on, you are able to see the ghosts. You can, interact with them. And there's supposedly a giant sack of loot and treasure in the house.
Yeah. Every time Buck slides down the banister, money starts flying. Yeah. And they don't know where it's coming from.
If you've already seen the movie, you can also follow along with us if you'd like to. You can watch the movie and then listen to our podcast.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want us to spoil anything more, you can pause this and watch it and then get back to us. But so 13 ghosts, Serling, do you think that's too many? Is there too many to keep track of?
Before I get into that, if you haven't seen the movie, there are spoilers in this, okay? There are spoilers.
Yes,
Warning,
we will be spoiling the movie for you.
So please watch the movie. We are not. And if you disagree with anything that we have to say, we
hit us
will
up
not
in the
disagree.
Comments. I'll tell you where that is at the end of the show.
We might even tag
Boy,
you
are
in.
we talking over each other a lot.
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
All right, so you liked the fact that there were so many ghosts. I got a little lost. I would have liked maybe fewer ghosts. That way I could keep track of which ghost was which, get a little bit more into their backstory. They sort of lack distinct personalities.
Yes.
There's a woman who hanged herself.
There's the butcher.
Yeah, there's the cook.
Yeah.
Crazy cook.
There's the lion tamer and the lion itself.
That was cool.
I love that scene.
And then a flaming skeleton. Yeah. There's a bouncing head. So some of the ghosts are a little better than that. And then of course there's the ghost of
Dr. Zorba.
The uncle. the Uncle
Dr.
Zorba.
Zorba.
Right. So we both like the concept of this
Yes.
a lot. And I like the titles. The opening credits are fun, sort of splattery intros to all the ghosts.
Yes.
So cool credits. I like the little floor picnic that they're having for Buck's birthday because all their furniture gets taken. So this is a family that's having some hard times.
Mm-hmm.
So they inherit this house at the perfect time.
And when the telegrapher comes, when he opens the door, it seems like he's
mailman's
opening a
creepy.
closet. It's so dark.
Yeah, it's very dark.
It's so dark.
And that guy delivering the message that they've inherited the
like,
house is very creepy. Appropriately creepy delivery guy. Thank you, Bach. Staccato in D, I believe. The goggles kind of look like they reminded me of the Ghostbuster goggles. Margaret Hamilton, the Wicked Witch of the West. It was fun to see her.
She was incredible and such a good actress. And at the end, we'll talk about that later.
They give a nice little nod to her.
And it's really rude
film
that
legacy.
they keep calling her, she's a witch.
Yeah, I think that's part of the joke. But that's fun. So we haven't even talked about Ben yet. So Ben is the lawyer guy.
Benjamin
who's sort of
Rush.
managing the inheritance for the
Full
family.
name is Benjamin Rush.
Benjamin Rush, Esquire. You sort of like him at first.
But then
Spoiler.
he turns out to start using the kid.
He knows about the hidden money, but he doesn't know where it is.
Yes.
And then Buck he has this money on him, and suddenly Ben is very interested in being Buck's best friend in the world, right?
Yes, but Buck is horrible at keeping secrets.
Yeah, he's not
I
very
mean, like,
good. He phones his father to tell him, basically, I have a secret, and it's about money.
And Ben, but you can't tell anyone,
But
okay?
that's all I'm telling
it's
you.
a secret.
Yeah. Ben at one point says, this place gives me the creeps.
Yeah.
I wonder how many times we're going to hear that in movies that we watch in this podcast.
And
we should count. So that's
Buck,
one.
He goes
Buck
into the kitchen.
Buck is encountering all these ghosts.
And he's like,
and
I
is
met a lion.
Seems very unimpressed by them. It seems like just another day for Buck. So he's like, yeah, I met a lion, met a guy without a head. Oh, that's Emilio, the chef. You're going to want to stand out of the way because he's about to throw a meat cleaver across the room. He's very, very unaffected by all of this. It's kind of fun. Can I share?
Even when he almost got murdered by a quote unquote spinning blade of ghosts, he's just like, they're not going to hurt anyone. They're just ghosts.
Can I share
Yes.
the Serling got scared moment?
No.
Serling got scared in this movie when
I didn't get scared.
You did. You jumped a little bit. So this is another thing we're going to do. So for the movies that you're seeing for the first time, I'm going to keep track of the parts that are pretty effective and make
That's
an
not
impact.
embarrassing at all. Thank you.
No,
Father.
it's not. This is the whole point. It's to see how a 10-year-old kid likes these movies and whether these movies hold up. That's the point of the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Serling got a little spooked when Medea is in her bedroom and encounters.
I didn't get spooked. I got
the creepy cobweb ghost guy.
He wasn't creepy.
He was pretty scary
no,
looking.
he was not.
It worked on you.
No, I got
You jumped.
I got scared by his hand attacking Medea because I love her.
It's fun. So the movie's doing what it's supposed to.
Yeah.
It's giving you a little case of the heebie-jeebies.
But it's not all that horrifying. And question.
Yeah.
When the cobweb ghost / Benjamin Rush.
Oh, another spoiler. You didn't have to spoil that.
Sorry.
Yeah, so a little Scooby-Dooey, with the real person dressed up as a ghost trying to frighten people away aspect of this.
So I had this question before I remembered that Benjamin Rush was the cobweb ghost. So I said, why open the door to Medea's room when you can just go through the door? Because you're a ghost. Right.
Well, I think that was a little bit of a tip-off that this wasn't an ordinary ghost. But I like that there's a little bit of a mystery to solve in this movie. So you're pretty sure that there are ghosts, but you're not sure about this one strange ghost. And then where's the money and why is Ben so interested in
it's a very questionable.
Connecting with Buck and love the killer bed.
Oh, yes.
That's fun.
Where Dr. Zorba died. And I think we all know who killed him.
Yeah, Ben killed him.
Yeah. He's the only
I think they
one.
even say that.
Yeah. So there's a little button. Here's to explain what the bed actually does. There's a little button on the side of the bed that when you push it, the top of the bed goes down and squishes you.
Yeah, it suffocates you. And so another spoiler alert. In the beginning, when they're showing you all the ghosts, they're introducing you to them.
There's
What's
a question
the 13th
mark.
ghost?
The question mark
Yeah,
ghost
it's a question mark. So you're like, oh, there's 12 ghosts, but the movie's called 13 Ghosts. I wonder who's going to be the 13th ghost.
Guess who? It's Dr. Zorba, the guy who collected...
No, he's the 12th ghost.
Sorry. The 13th ghost.
Is Ben.
Yeah.
He's the only
he
person
died.
who dies in this movie. So not a high body count for a horror movie. It's not really a horror movie. It's a ghost movie. It's fun. What would you give this? So let's say for every movie we watch, we'll give it a rating 1 out of 10. How scary is this movie for you?
4. It's really not that scary.
Yeah,
it was just that one scene. You know what? I'm going to lower that down to a 3.
Okay.
Because if you're like an 8-year-old watching this, you would be frightened by a few of the scenes, like when Ben
like the scene
grabs.
That you were scared by? Sorry.
I'm gonna have a talk with you after this, okay?
So you're gonna say 3. I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4 for scariness. Not that scary, but fun. So let's rate it on a fun factor. So 1 to 10 on the fun meter.
6.
6.
It was not scary. I just really wish that the ghosts could look more real.
I'm going to agree with you
on
the
the voices were really bad.
They give like cartoony,
or not like bad.
silly voices.
They're good,
but I didn't like that. Points off for that. What age would you recommend is okay for a kid to watch?
8.
8.
Yeah, it's not that scary. Yeah. And the bed doesn't even show that much gore. There's like zero gore in this.
There's no gore. There's no blood and gore. We'll get to that when we get to the remake.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to say an 8-year-old is fine with this movie. Yeah. I will agree with you. I certainly wouldn't go...
I saw this when I was...
You saw this when you were probably 6.
And I wasn't even
This is your second
scared.
time seeing it. I think you'd forgotten most of it by the time we sat down
and
to watch
10.
it.
I'm 10 now.
2 days ago. Yeah. So you're 10. You're fine with this movie. Yeah, I would say even a 7 to 8-year-old probably safe for this movie.
Yeah.
You want to give a little nod to what our next movie is going to be?
Well, our next movie is going to be obviously the remake, but after that, so we're starting with the numbers.
So we're doing all these movies in
goes in alphabetical order. For example, we'll start with the A's, then season 2 will be on the B's, season 3
etc. I think they get it.
This
is a smart crowd we're dealing with. So we'll do as many as we can. We're shooting for about 12 or maybe 13 movies per season, per letter. And again, it's just a fun way to have a discussion and see 2 generations' viewpoints on these movies. And for me to check in with a lot of movies I haven't seen since I was your age and see if the new generation of kids out there still appreciate what passed for entertainment back.
If you're a kid listening to this,
because we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to the 20s. We're gonna go back to gonna do movies from the 40s, 50s, covering like 100 years of movies. Thanks for listening. If you liked it, follow us. Smash that like button. That's what they say.
Yeah.
And tell a friend. We'll be back next week. We're going to try to get these out weekly. And we'll be back next week with the remake.
Turn on your notifications.
I don't know what that means either, but
neither do I. But I just hear it sometimes.
Well, the more instructions we give them, I think the better off we are. The way we cover all the bases. How people can possibly show affection for us. Yeah, if we get enough listeners, then the moolah starts rolling in. Casper Mattress, we're coming to you.
Dad!
Look out, Liquid Ivy.
Oh my God.
So yeah, thanks for listening. Tell a friend, and we'll be back next week with the remake of 13 Ghosts.
Anyway, thank you for listening to
Daddy,
Daughter,
Scary
Horror. Thank you for listening.